Welcome back, dear students, and our today's presentation is devoted to the topic future tenses. The role of future tenses is heavily graded in the English language. To be very specific, the function of future tenses is related with the fact that they are providing learners with those situations which are going to be connected with the future meaning. In order to express that future meaning, we are using, in the variety of cases, these particular tenses. The future tenses and the role is again indicated here in this particular presentation. Dear students, it's given here an overview, and this is a certain plan of how we're going to be delivering this particular presentation. And according to this plan, I decided actually to think about and to sort out those specific types of future tenses as well as the activities. It's specifically important again to be talking about the sorts of extra activities that can be also included into this particular item. And in the final run, you will be provided with it's given an example here like, he will pass the test. You are going to be late. As you see, there's a picture of a person who is preparing heavily nowadays in order to be preparing for the test, and it's obviously clear that he will pass the test. And another sentence is given here like, you are going to be late. This is also a sentence which is demonstrating a future meaning. In other slides demonstrates to us a sentence like, look at the clouds. So in these specific situations, when we exactly know about the object and what is going to be happening, probably we will think about these sorts of examples where we will be using the future meaning itself and the future tenses. In situations which are related with the climate or with the weather changes, with the weather forecast, we have to be using actually the future tenses as well. And in this particular sentence, we are saying like, it's going to be raining soon. It's going to rain soon. Another sentence and another slide, I'm seeing my dentist tomorrow. And we are given actually two situations and two pictures where we can also think about in which situations we're going to be using the future tenses. And in some situations here, we also have an appointment. And in case we appoint a meaning, and in case of the appointment, the future meaning and the future tense is going to be used as well. In some situations, we are using the future sorts of types of tenses for the unplanned actions in case the actions haven't not yet been thought out properly by us, so we haven't yet planned any sorts of actions. In any case, we are using the future tenses. For example, in some situations, we can talk about the fact that in case we have come to a decision at the right moment, for example, I will fly to Italy next month. So we have come to the decision right at the spot, and therefore we are using the future tenses over here. The next slide demonstrates to us and informs us about the fact that the planned actions are also dealing with the future tenses, and we are using the future tenses when we are planning the actions. In some sentences like, that looks heavy, I will help you. In this particular sentence, we are also using a future tense due to the fact that in this particular situation, a person is coming to a decision to help. This decision comes immediately and right now at the moment of. In some cases, we are using the future meaning and the future tenses in order to deal with the shadows. When we mean about the shadow that has been planned out already, for example, Michael is going to be flying to Italy next year. So, or Jeremy will move to Miami next month. So, with the plan and with the shadow days or sorts of already planned actions, we're also using the future tenses. Another slide, dear students, demonstrates to us an exercise where we have to be putting properly the proper tenses. As you know very well, in some situations we're supposed to be going to for the planned actions, and to some extent and in some types of on the content, we are using just the sentences with the auxiliary verb will. For example, the train will arrive at 12:30. Like, this is a sentence that is going to be more suitable. And you can look at the sentences and find out about the proper tenses that are going to be used in these particular situations, in these particular sentences. These students, you can differentiate between will or be going to in a variety of exercises. For example, will or be going to in the next exercise. So, as you know, when we have come to a decision at the right moment of speaking, we're supposed to be using will. In case of the plan action, we're going to be using future, with the future meaning an alternative, like to be going to, let's say, they are going to be leaving New York next year. Dear students, it's given another exercise where you can actually put the proper perfect tenses, probably future perfect tense. In this particular exercise, it's important to understand and to differentiate what kinds of suitable verbs are going to be placed in the right, for example, sentences. Another slide demonstrates to us the negative forms of the verbs and the helpers, the auxiliary verbs, like I will not, won't, will I come, or I will not come, and its short version like won't. So we have to differentiate here from the verb want. We have to think and understand the short abbreviation of will not, which is actually won't. Like I will not come, like I won't come. Or for example, he will not come, he won't come. She will not come, she won't come. Another slide, these students demonstrate to us a range of future tenses which are actively applied in the English language, starting from simple up to continuous perfect and perfect continuous. In the simple forms, we can observe predictions about future with verbs like think, believe, expect. In a continuous form, action which will be in the progress at a stated time in the future. In the perfect tense, we can observe an action that will be finished before a stated future time. And in the future perfect continuous, emphasis will be given on the duration of the action up to a certain time. So there are widely given here all types of future tenses that are existing regarding the verb itself, and we can carefully differentiate between them. Dear students, we have in the following slide a range of specific constructions or verbs, and also the helpers, the prompts, those words like tomorrow, a day after tomorrow, in a year, in a month, tomorrow by 3 o'clock, tomorrow before you come, They are widely used in the English language. Dear students, another slide demonstrates to us the future meaning and the processes which are related with the usage, which, for example, simple present, be going to, future continuous, future perfect continuous, and the actions like to be, which are related with to be going to as well. Another slide informs us also about the usage of the future tenses, which are related with the present simple and present continuous in the variety of situations, for example, talking about the predictions and hopes, making offers and promises, making spontaneous decisions, talking about plans and intentions. So we are widely using those types of verbs which are functioning as those demonstrating the future tenses. Dear students, in other slides, simple future tense, subject plus will shall plus verb. For example, I will go to Thailand. Subject plus will not, won't plus verb. I will not go to Thailand. Will subject plus verb. Will you go to Thailand? Another slide, the student demonstrates the future continuous tense and when it is applied in the variety of sentences. For example, for interrupted actions in the future, when you get home, I'll be watching. For specific time as an interruption in the future, we'll be having breakfast tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. To ask questions politely about the future, will you be leaving Mexico tonight? So in the variety of situations, we're using the future continuous tense demonstrating how, for example, the action is going to be continuing in the future and what kind of progress or process will be taking its own measures regarding how the people will be moving or how the objects will be transferred using the future continuous tense. Dear students, is given a homework here. You should watch this video, write a video review, and post it on the Moodle platform. You can use this link in order to find out about the information. Thank you very much, dear students, for your attention.